I was born in Poland in a city named Mogielnica, and I was raised in the same city. When the war broke out, I was 9. The Germans came in to town. They established a ghetto, open ghetto. 7 is a curfew, you gotta be in the ghetto section. And then the Germans decided we're gonna take you to a better place. And they took us to the real ghetto. Warsaw was a closed ghetto. My grandmother passed away in this place very quick. My mom was all the time telling me, you gotta run away from here because we all gonna die. There was an organization they called Save the Children. They would pay off in the Polish police, and they would let out children. The Polacks would catch him and give him back to the Germans. Somehow, I ran away very quick, back to my hometown. My father has many gentle Polish friends. So I went down to one of the friends. He says, listen, I cannot hide you in my house. Why don't you go to the forest where the Jewish cemetery, and I bring you food and some clothes in the night, and I made me a hiding place. He says, my son is going to come every second day or third day. He's going to bring you some food. And one time he brought me food, and I saw, in his eyes that he is not too satisfied. And I figure, I'm going to test if he's coming alone or he's coming with the Germans. I went up on a tree and sat on this tree and looked what's going to happen here. He came with 3 Germans, and as they came, they start shooting and knocking with the bayonets. I went to another friend of my father. He gave me a bag of food and some clothes, and he says, you gotta wander away from this city. So I just went away to a town named Koshin in a Sunday morning where everybody is in church. And I sat with the kids. The kids lined up in a line for the confession. So I lined up also for confession. And when my time came, I started crying before anything. And the priest, he knew that I'm Jewish. He said to me, I'm going to give you a Polish identity. He made me a false birth certificate. He says, I'm going to put you up by a family which has a little farm. So he sent me to a family. The owner of my house, she had 2 sons. Both sons worked in the Gestapo. She gave me food, and she says, I'll put you up in the barn. I was there up to the liberation. So here the Russians marching in, to the village. They established the headquarters in my place. All the Polacks, they said to them, he helped the Germans here. So the Russian took me, put me in the cellar, beat me up terribly. So one day I says, I'm not German, I'm not Polish, I'm Jewish. They looked on me and beat me up again. How can you be Jewish? There's no Jews here. I said, but I'm Jewish. I can prove this. He says, the only way you can prove that you're Jewish, that you drop your pants. And I did. After I was identified as a Jew, the Russian army took me to Shak, brought me into Mogielnica. In Israel, there was a mandate, a British mandate. They allowed 1,000 children without parents to come into Israel legal. And I was one of them. I had an uncle and aunt in Charleston, South Carolina, saying, we would like you to be here with the whole family. So much, of it, that I let myself talk in.